Welcome to the Land of Bet Sports Betting Live Show with 11 games, but we got a bunch already on the that are underway. So we're talking about like 6 or so here, I think, as the 5 p.m. game here on the East Coast about to tip off. But we got live show producer Matty in the house as always. How you feeling, Matt?
I'm doing well. I'm 1-0 on the day. I've got coffee in me.
Clutch.
Yeah, can't complain.
Clutch. Yeah, you had me at coffee. I need more of that. But you had Mr. Allen, right? You had Jared Allen.
I did. It was a sweat. I'm not gonna lie.
It's
It looked like it wasn't gonna cash, but OKC played the way I expected them to in the latter half of the game, and Jared came through like I expected. It was only by a point, but that's all you need.
Yep. That's all it takes, man, on either side. So we also got Swish in the comments for those of y'all who are interested in asking him any of his thoughts on the stuff we're going to be looking at here or anything, things you want to look at on the slate. We just got that slew of Wizards info, right? So running through that real quick, can you update us on that? I think Keyshawn is in. Is that right?
Yeah, Keyshawn is in. Julian Champagny is out. And Tristan Vucevic is out.
Champagny out, Vuk out, right? We're calling him Vuk. Vuk is out in this one. So that means we probably got some stuff to mess around with. Let's start pulling up what we got here. I'm going to share my screen. In fact, I see you got yours up already, and I don't. Do you want to start with anything in this game that you had potentially, or do you want me to just jump in with my stuff?
I'll keep it $150. I have nothing in this game. I hate the Wizards right now.
Really? Yeah, they're tough, man. It's tough to find a way to bet on them. I think I'm trying to bet against them more than anything. But I mean, is this finally the game where where our boy Trey J actually plays the minutes that we expect him to play, or are we not there yet with it? Is the question.
So Ching and I were talking about this last night, and I think ultimately we agree. We just disagree on how to attack this. His thoughts, if I understand correctly, is like, there's going to be regressions to that mean, right? At some point, Trey is going to go over 19 minutes, which is very true. My take on it is I don't want to guesstimate when that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I don't think that is profitable over long term. And so that's the reason I'm staying off of it. The number's good. The number at 12.5, 13.5 is good. It's just not good in this vacuum.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, Charlotte is a good defense too. So I don't know that we want to really be messing with too much there. Maybe we go to the other side and see if there's any thoughts there. I mean, are you sort of just staying away from the blowout if you're not betting on Charlotte at this point?
Two things. I think Swish is right, by the way. I think that's important to highlight. It's absolutely pressing in the 20 minutes. I just don't want to hope that Trey just goes off in 20 minutes. That's my biggest thing. I hope that makes sense to Swish. But yeah, I agree with you. It's pressing in the 20 minutes. I should have said that. The thing that I'm doing in this game is I'm pulling a 1-of-1 to Anderson, and I'm just betting the 2.5 first quarter spread for -135.
Love it. 2.5 points for Charlotte in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Seems pretty good. I don't have much for you on how that. I mean, obviously, sides can always just go wrong in a short amount of time as well, like a first quarter bet. But man, I mean, yeah, there's just not much reason to believe in much for Washington in this one. So the problem with betting, like I was saying a second ago, the problem with betting the other side is just the fear of the blowout. But do you think Grant Williams is getting? We were talking about that in the chat earlier? Did I miss that?
I was waiting for someone to respond and tell me I was right. Chang actually did at 503. Don't mind Grant. My thing, I haven't actually bet this. That's the way I'm leaning. I think 17.5 PR is reliable, but the question would be, who is actually, like, both of them are aligned. Kalk and him are aligned at 17.5 PR. Again, it just kind of feels like a moment where you're guessing. And I was looking at Kalkbrenner at first. I'm like, I like Kalkbrenner today. And then I looked at Grant and I was like, dang it, I like Grant today. Yeah. And so do I like either one of them? I don't know yet.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
Both of them. Yeah, my thoughts would be Grant just based on the number, but I mean, yeah, it's both of them. It's just whatever big you want to take against them. Fine, I guess. I don't know why anything would go wrong. I was trying to see if it made sense, and I'll pull up PropsMadness to get a couple of these other guys real quick. I was trying to see if it made sense to go to the end of the Charlotte bench and just pull on a guy like Sion James or more like TJ and Salon. And then I was like, but now I have to bet on one of those two guys. So there's just no usage and volume for them at the end of the bench. So I just don't have anything to rely on there that might make it feel good. So yeah, this is another tough one on a Sunday. Like, all these numbers are super high because this team is terrible. But I think there's a lot of comments saying like I'm staying away from this game essentially. But this is, I guess this is what that's why I was saying Grant. Grant seems like he should be getting the 30 just because it's like he hasn't played that much. He's definitely come back and sort of needs some burn on the court there to get back into things. That would be why I would lean Grant, but it's still speculation. Like even though it seems right, it's a little bit of speculation. Although if Swish is confident enough in saying Grant should get the real minutes, this is one of those moves where it's like, yeah, he usually knows where the usage is going. He usually knows where those minutes are going, and the coaching tendencies is what comes into play there too. So
I'll keep it $1.50. That was the motivation I needed. I just hit the bet. I actually got it at 16.5 PR
for Grant Will.
For Grant Williams. I don't know if that's still if that's only the Florida special.
No, you got a bunch of others outside of Vegas.
FanDuel and DraftKings. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, the 16.5 PR makes sense to me. He's getting the start, or no, I guess if Kalkbrenner's out there, then he'll get the start because they're full other than the Miles Bridges and Musa. Oh, okay. So yeah, they're both starting for Miles and for Musa. So that's your starting five right there. Miller, Khan. Yeah, that makes total sense then. What's the Kalkbrenner rebounds? Are they still 7.5? So the double.
I thought about
like
that too.
3-1. Yeah. Might just make sense to play like high end. I mean, these are the two bigs that they have essentially, right?
Yeah, we've talked about this ad nauseum. Yeah. I don't like betting on any of the guards, and I include Brandon Miller in this for rebounds specifically because they all rebound really well. And I'm throwing a dart at a board blindfolded, and I just don't want to do that. But I think in this specific instance, it was kind of difficult for me to choose between Grant and Kalkbrenner just because we're expecting them to do the same thing. Didn't want to cannibalize that bet. But I think Grant at 16.5 is a really good PR.
Right, because who is is Will Riley the tallest player now for this team? Who is big left? How tall is Anthony Gill? Like, who do they have? They don't have a center. They don't have a power forward, much less a center. So, like Justin Champagny was going to be their best big. So yeah, I mean, I'm with that. I'm gonna put that down for Grant as well.
Yeah, Swish is a fan of Kalkbrenner 3-1 double, which I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll put it like this. I'm going to be sitting on my couch and pull up the Real app. By the way, if you don't have Real app, that's a great app. If you don't want to watch the games, and I'm going to look at this box score, and Kalkbrenner is going to have a double in the third quarter, and I'm going to be like, why didn't I bet this?
But I'm not going to make that mistake. I don't think.
You see, you're smarter than I am.
I think the Grant Will PRs is really fair. And then I think like, yeah, if Kalkbrenner is getting anywhere close to like 20-30 minutes, then I'm fine with a double at 3-1 for him. So I'm going to get that down for sure. And then G Will.
Yeah, I totally support that. I think that's a really good bet. Wizards are killing the fans by not giving guys like Trey, Riley, Watkins full minutes. MGMT management thinks they'll ruin the thing. Yeah, that's the worst part is like you should be running players like Trey and Riley and some of the younger players in these moments like this. If like this is the difference, and this is a whole different conversation. I don't turn it into a podcast, but like there's a tanking etiquette and they are just messing it up.
Yeah. I love when Swish goes, old man yells at Cloud about how to tank. He's like, these coaches aren't even doing it right. This isn't how you tank. Like he's 100% right. So I don't think we're going to have too much in this one from anybody. So we can go to the next game here as we move on. Sure. But feel free to jump in the comments, y'all, if you have anything you want to look at in this game as we just kind of run through things and be on our way. But should we just go down the line since it's like kind of slim pickings left. We got this what did you call it? The Clash of Titans. I don't know. I mean, former Titans.
This is LA versus Boston. Okay.
Yeah, that's
2026 is the problem.
Right. So where do we find value on this? Like, I don't normally bet on the Lakers when Luka's around, and I usually don't bet on Boston unless there's somebody missing. So I'll pull up the Lakers first, but do you have anything for this one?
Yeah, I don't think I'm actually betting this, but I do think Marcus Smart at 7.5 points at plus 100 or better is that's really good bet.
Yeah. That's
key number is 7, so keep that in mind. But the other thing to keep in mind is if you have Luka, LeBron, Austin Reeves, and Ayton on the floor with Marcus Smart, who are you guarding and who are you leaving open? It's probably Marcus Smart.
Gotcha.
And so I just think,
is he getting the start alongside those guys?
I don't have confirmation on that, but he at some point he's going to be on the floor with them, and I just don't think 8 points
Right.
is
One,
that is a
two.
drop in the bucket in comparison of a 48 minute regulation game.
And he might. I mean, he'll be getting some backup minutes. Like I imagine he'll be in some lineups with them as well. If maybe he comes in for say like Rui, or he even comes in for Da if they play a little
He's
bit
projected to
smaller.
start, yeah.
Yeah, and then put LeBron at the 5 because they want Marcus Smart on a closing lineup. Then yeah, I think the minutes stay a little bit safe for him because of the fact that they want him on the starting lineup. So yeah, it looks like if the numbers are somewhat deflated, Swish is saying about the role players. So guys like Hachimura, and even Kennard and Marcus Smart. The thing is like Luka. I mean, what he's just gonna have the ball. He's the thing that ruins betting on the Lakers for me when he's around. I have no idea what to do with him. You have to bet
He's
on
a
him, but his
magnet.
numbers are up stupid high. So right, like that's the fear. So yeah, I don't know if
I
there's
like
gonna be
this.
anything comments about that one. Go ahead.
Sorry, I like this comment from Donald, and I was actually typing in chat to him. I was going to ask him what he's seeing. I like the idea of LeBron under. I think it's really fair. I looked at this. I looked at the PRA. I looked at the PA. I looked at the PR. Everything was very fair. I think this could hit, but gosh, it's going to be a sweat if it does.
What's the last game with Luca here? Trying to see what LeBron was lined at when he played with. Oh, these are all with Luca. So Luca's was only missing starting right here. So against the 76ers, for example, he was lined at 20.5 in that game. Ended with a really high usage, up at 30% right here. Took 17 shots. Still only got 17 points. Obviously, he didn't have a great game in that one. This is a better defense for sure. Another
Yeah.
game with Luca, he's basically lined at about 20 points, 21, 22 points based on the opponent and with Luca, depending on Austin Reeves, but they're all around. So with both of them around, like 20.5 should be his number. So it's pretty fair because it's the Celtics, right? So that's what scares you from getting there with an under at 19.5. Is that still what the number is for him? Oh, 18.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this just came up. Would you bet under 18.5? I did not. I couldn't get there. I wanted to. I think that this was the play 9 hours ago. If you
Yeah.
could have got a 19.5, a 20.5, I think you're very safe, especially if you would have included PRA in that. Because
Yeah.
I'm sure if you would have looked at his opening numbers versus his numbers up to tip, it's going to be 1 or 2 points
Yeah.
lower.
For sure. But I mean, and that's going to be partly because the fear of like the Luca fear, and then the Boston bump. So everything's probably deflated for decent reason. I agree that the numbers all look low for pretty much most of these players. But man, like Boston, if you look at their matchup, this is what they play at this like slowest pace
Yeah.
essentially. They were playing at like a 93 pace over like a 10-game span recently, where it was just like, yeah, that they could be as good as they want on defense. It might not even matter. It's just that there's not enough possessions. And then they're the second ranked offense. So they're not missing very many shots. It's all, what's JB from mid-range, like 59, 60% from mid-range this season. I think he's got I think he's still leading the league in mid-range makes. So their offense is very like poignant. It's very slow. It's very like methodical, and they're very patient. So that doesn't lead to many opportunities for the other team. It's a big reason why I wouldn't like too much for the Lakers. I considered fading something for Austin Reeves. I was hoping we get 4.5 dimes. I think it still got 4.5. 4.5, and the over is juice. So the under is gonna be like minus 150 for Austin Reeves, 4.5 dimes. But if you do want to look at him and you want to look at some hit rate stuff for Austin Reeves, when the numbers stand out, then the hit rate becomes a little bit more I think reliable. So look at him with LeBron, with Luca, right? That's 11 games, 2.8 assists per game, which is a drop of 4 points. It's about 5 assists less than when he's playing in some other combination of just one of them or neither of them.
I might
So
hit that.
that's right. It's funny how we're like, whenever Luca's out, we're like, oh my God, Austin Reeves assists to the moon. And as soon as he comes back, it's like, Jesus, like, can I fade them? And I could at 4.5, honestly. And against the Celtics, I wouldn't even feel terrible about under 3.5 or plus money and just do both. A little bit on both. So I still think under for Austin Reeves dimes is decent. Those potentials are up at about 6 per game in these situations. 6 per game. You expect them to get like 50% of that. I don't think the model's going to tell you necessarily to fade it. Yeah, it is. It's still even at 4.5. It's telling you to sell on it, especially because it goes up a bit with Boston. And so, yeah, everybody, of course, it's taking into consideration that Luka's around and LeBron's around. So it knows that this number shouldn't be that high. So I think this is a good sell on Austin Reeves assists. I'm talking myself into it. I might even just play minus 150 and also a little bit under 3.5 and see how it goes.
So while you're doing that,
Yeah,
Swish brought up Vucevic, Vooch. I'll just say Vooch. That's
yeah,
easy. For the Celtics. And
right.
I pulled this up. I'll go to my stage if you
Yeah,
want
go
to do
ahead. Yeah, do you?
it. It looks very good to be honest. I wasn't looking at this earlier, and I should have, but his points are low. If you look right here, the only good thing that's concerning to me is this. Like, there's this little drop off right there. And
Can
that's
you
just
expect it,
signaling
yeah.
his opportunities, if I understand correctly.
Right.
Of
Yeah.
so that's a little bit concerning to me, but it is a
Well,
good
so here's
spot.
here's the thing. Go up real quick. This is kind of how I would look at it, and maybe Swish has a different look on it. But if you go back to the model for 1 sec and scroll up, the
Yeah,
blue line, if you leave the blue line up, really what you're looking for, if you want to really find like a feel good over, is the green line high above the blue line. So the green
right,
line is saying, based on his volume, this is what you should project him for in those games, right? So based on his volume against the Bulls, it was about 14 points. Against the Knicks, it was less. So that blue line is keeping his line at about 12. It's about 14 and a half. So this one's dipped a good amount. And I would say in part that's because the Lakers are actually like the second best team limiting centers. If you're a top 2 or 3 limiting one position, I'm kind of like, all right, yeah, like there's something to that. I'm not going to just say that's noise. Once you're that good at limiting a very specific position, there's clearly an emphasis on that from JJ Redick. So like DeAndre Ayton isn't the reason that they're good at limiting centers. It's JJ Redick's game plan and pinching things down low and then forcing the ball out to the perimeter where they're batting on the 3-point line. So that would be the fear for Vooch. But any thoughts on that? I think
I do have one
yeah.
single thought really quickly. One, I like
Okay.
the points in general versus the Lakers. I just think it makes sense. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think Aiton's going to stop anyone. I have no faith in that. I'm a Lakers fan. I don't, and this is not like I'm not a Lakers fan like I'm a college football fan. Let me be clear. Like, I don't have an affinity in a way that it affects my visualization of the game. I just don't think Aiton's good. Like, point blank, period. Um, you see where I'm sorry, Vucevic likes to score. I don't think Aiton's going to chase him out to the 3 line. One, there's opportunities there, and then two, he also scores right here, just above the restricted area in the paint. I just don't see how Ayton stops him. He'll probably get to the free throw line. I like that. I like that angle. The thing that I'm really interested in is the PR though. I think he can outboard Ayton. The thing that would scare me off of the PR is the pace of the game, though. If this gets out of hand, which I don't think it will, because it's a point spread. But is this a low scoring game? I don't know, and I think 230 says that it could go over, it could go under, pretty high, it can go pretty low. Just not sure what to expect. But I think 20 and a half PR is actually a really good. I actually 19 and a half PR, but I think 20 and a half PR is a good look for Nick, and I'll be curious to hear Swish. His thoughts on it was just curious if he takes over, which I think he can with Ayton in the paint. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, the the rebounds could be a little bit, or the points could be a little bit tied to the rebounds if he does get some offensive boards. But he is still playing, I think, predominantly on the perimeter, even with the Celtics, and sort of playing in that keep the ball moving role. I got to at least bring up Donald's on one today. He said a Lakers fan. I mean, look, you can't, not everybody's perfect, man. Not all of us are New York Knicks fans till we die.
That's right.
Yeah, real center minutes for sure. Cato losing out, no question. So like, I think the minutes are there for Vooch. And yeah, that makes total sense. That like, if there's a sort of 5 to 6 or 7 minutes at the end of the game, you're gonna have Vooch out there. Because I mean, I guess it might be a matchup thing at times, but I think you feel good about Vooch for the most part, is getting the full center minutes.
Something
yeah.
I think I am going to take in this game. Were you going somewhere? I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
I think I want to take Derek White, RA at 9.5.
Okay.
So if you look at the model, he's at a buy right now with the boards. He right here. I don't know what's happening. The Knicks are really good at boarding up, so I'm not scared about this one.
And they
this
lost
one,
by 22, and they won by 19 there. So you got the blowouts keeping his minutes lower.
And then you look at Miami. Obviously, a pace up spot, so not exactly comparable, but I just think the way this game's going to be played out is Jalen's probably going to be on ball a lot more than Derek White is. And so I could see Derek crashing the boards. And then also, I like Derek's assists specifically. So if you
Okay, I
look
have a
at
question. I like this game flow that we're doing. So I have a question. You like
sure
Derek White before you get to the assist because that's a slightly different angle, I imagine, right? The rebounds is more about him being off ball and JB being on ball. And if you're saying JB's on ball, is he on Luca?
is JB on Luke? I think he gets Marcus.
When did they
I
play?
think
They played
I haven't looked
and
this up, but I would assume Marcus would be on JB.
no. Oh no, yeah. Okay, my bad. Wait, Marcus Smart is on the Lakers. Let's be clear. In my head, I was like, wait, Marcus Smart's on the Celtics? No, Marcus Smart's on the Lakers. Marcus Smart on JB, but what I'm saying is the Celtics are on defense because
Yes.
I appreciate the idea that if Derek White is not guarding the ball handler, the dude who's got the ball in his hands, he's more available for rebounds. He's in a better rebounding position than say like JB or I guess Peyton Pritchard, whatever. But my thing is like, do you have Jaylen Brown guarding Luca? They played on the 5th. Luca was missing, so we're not going to. I can't even go look at that game and see who would guard who. So there's a little bit of speculation here. I don't know what Joe Maz is going to do in that sense.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. I could see that for sure.
Ooh, I got a couple things I want to look at here. I'm going to come back to you in 1 second, Juan, because I do want to at least talk about Baylor Sharman. Good thing Chang's not here. He hates Baylor Sharman. Thinks he's the worst player in the league. But this. Don't forget that it's nationally televised. LBJ only needs 13 points to break 37,000 points. My guy Mike is always here for this type of angle, man. Definitely one of the value props of the Discord is that you're going to get some angles that like I don't think the market's going to be considering. If they hit, it's because you're going to get great value on stuff. So this is a pretty interesting point. The 37,000 here, it's nationally televised. Of course, he wants to do it on, I'm assuming ESPN or ABC or whatever. Makes total sense. And here's the thing, like he could still not get 19 or 20 points, whatever his line is, but the at least 13 is almost like for all y'all that want to throw a leg in your parlay today, minus 300 for LeBron 15 plus or whatever is like, well, that probably is going to hit. I would agree. He wants to do it against the Celtics. They are in LA. Yeah, they're in LA. That would make total sense to me. I like the fact that we should know that he's going to be doing that. And then if he's at 13, do you really want to take him under on 18 or 19? It's a thought. And then Baylor Shireman got a couple other angles here too. I think. Oh, sick! By the way, enjoy that game in Australia, y'all. Baylor Shireman. Any thoughts on Baylor here? It's tough for me to get there. Everything for the Celtics is so like adequately priced, and he's usually a blowout benefit or someone's missing. That's my take on Baylor, actually. Do you have any thoughts there?
Let's see here. For the model specifically, saying the sell, and I agree. Like it looks like its points are just projected right at 6.5.
So this is where it's
Sports,
really helpful. Yeah, if the points are
7.
6.5, real quick, if you go back to the points,
Yeah.
The points are 6.5, and they've been 6.5. But in these prior games, like the number was actually a little bit more beatable because you've got him playing without a guy or two here in some of those. He started one of those games, I believe. Like there was sort of there was some value to his props in those other games because of the lineup and rotations or whatever. And then in this game, it's kind of like, well, there's nothing really to tell you that he's going to get those minutes. He played 24 and an 11-point win. They would have to get a blowout against this Lakers team to make you feel good about it. And this line is 1 point. So there's really no blowout indication. So there's no angle for me on Baylor, but I wanted to at least look at that. And I think that's a good point to bring up. And I love this. Derek White may be the best blocking guard of all time. That's not hyperbole. I don't know how many career blocks he has right now, but like they're a lot. So D White on the blocks. Can we pull up Derek White blocks for a minute? This is not something I would almost ever do, and I'm still just kind of like, you know what? You got my attention. Blocks 1.5 plus money. My man is averaging 1.2 on the season. I don't hate it if he's off ball. I don't know. I don't know who he'd be guarding. Is that random as hell bet? But I at least wanted to bring it up because respect for the idea on it either way. And that man can block some shots, which is fire. Yeah, I was gonna say 37,000 sounded low. I was pretty sure he passed 40, but 43K. Yeah, that adds up. So
I was going to go back to the assists, but these are already bumped.
This is also let's go to it. And this is just what I was saying too, Donald, is like, you're right though. Like this is not 19, so you can still go under and feel okay about it.
Yeah, the assist bump, so it's not worth it anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I was going to go to that if I wasn't doing the
thing.
RA. Yeah.
Thanks for coming back.
I think he could get, I mean, I really do think he could get like an 8 or 9 dime type night tonight specifically. That's the reason I like the RA, because I do think he can get some elusive rebounds too. So, but I didn't want to pay the juice on the assists at minus 160, and that's the reason I went to the RA, because I do think he's going to rebound tonight too. Yep. Anywho, there was one other look ahead in this game. Did you have anything else in this?
No, I was thinking, Swish, if you have any thoughts, I know you're answering like everybody and their mama, but if you have any thoughts on the, what was the thing he was talking about, on like a role player for the Lakers, like a Rui, because I know Rui at 8.5 looks really low, but he's got really terrible usage when he's playing with all these dudes, right? So, yeah, I don't know which one you would go to for a Lakers role player. My brain's not working, y'all. I'm on like no sleep with a sick baby, so like bear with me. But I didn't have anything else in this one. I was just gonna try to tail a Swish role player bet for the Lakers. Honestly,
this is one I'm probably actually going to get down. I like Sam Hauser tonight. I think 9.5 is too low.
How's it? 9.5 for the Hauser, even though it's that divisible by 3 there. Right? These over 9.
It would be Rui for me, if anything, but haven't bet any. They look like dented cans of tuna fish for sale. Not wrong.
Fish food, man.
I think 9.5 is too low versus Lakers team. Just point blank, period. That's it.
Period. The model agrees with you.
His fair mark's been at 9.7, so it's average, but I do think the Lakers are terrible, and the recent points are at 12. I think the Golden State's a better defense, even with their cluster of 5 people they're putting on the field, our court each night. And I mean, you can see right here, he got 16 on 10 attempts there. The Lakers are terrible above the break.
You're really making me realize, I'm just going to say this real quick to Swish. I'm just going to give us everyone a behind the scenes look at us talking about development. I think we should put the recent numbers like up here as like its own dash or something. We can talk about it, but like recent numbers are so helpful because they show you, like, if you're on the dashboard and you scroll down to where it says recent numbers, those recent numbers right there show you what his recent volume has been. So based on his like rebound chances, like his rebound chances have probably been at about 7 per game or 6 per game recently. And the recent points have been at about 12, meaning his recent shot attempts and usage and touches have been high enough that like he should be at a decent like expectation if he maintains that. And I don't think too many guys have been missing. So if his usage sort of stays where it's at, then 12 points is a pretty fair projection, and 9.5 is a buy for him. So I think you're onto something with the Hauser look there. I'm assuming that means his threes are 2.5 like for flat. Yeah, minus 125. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'm hitting the points for sure.
Yeah.
That's all I have in this game. If you want to lead us to the next one.
Yeah. I'm pulling up PM here too. By the way, if you do want to jump into PM, didn't do any of this, but it's code LYB gets you 25% off if you're not familiar with the platform. And this is our beautiful tool made by Swish himself. This is the SwishLand Dash. So if you want to jump in there, we got a free trial up on landyabets.com. That's you can see that on the big header there. So check all that stuff out if you want the free trial, all that stuff. There's plenty of data on there that we have not even been looking at as much in terms of oppo analysis. So you can see how players match up, their archetypes. We got rest patterns, blowout patterns, everything you need. So let's get to that next game. I'm going to scroll down. I don't remember what it is. There's probably something here, man. And it's probably in the way of an under. So let's talk Philly and Minnesota. If you guys do want to jump in the comments, super helpful. Let us know what you're thinking and what you want to look at here, especially for this one, because I kind of waited. Joel was ruled out, however long ago, but I didn't have a chance to get back to it too much. So I haven't seen much since then. Do you have any thoughts in this one, Matty? Or I can find something real quick for us.
This is Philadelphia, Minnesota.
Correct.
I got something, but it ain't sexy.
That's fine.
It hit last night. Give me Dominic Barlow over 13.5 PR or 8.5 points.
Yep. We've got him. What are his minutes at here? Dominic. Oh, I got it right here. The projected minutes for him tonight. Yeah, we got him in the like low 30s. I would say like high 20. It depends on, it doesn't really depend on Drummond. He's getting the start, right? And then it's these 4 with Drummond. So Barlow, Edgecombe, Oubre, Maxey, Drummond. with Bona and Grimes and Watford getting most of the minutes off the bench. Although yesterday there was some Jabari Walker. There's some weird stuff with the bench, but I think we can get there with Dominic Barlow. I mean, the model alone is like with it. Has him at about 14 on the PR, and you got him at 13 and a half.
I actually took him at 14 and a half because in most instances, Hard Rock sucks. And I was only getting a 14 and a half line, couldn't get a hold of my boy. So I took it at 14 and a half. That's the highest I would play it. I think 13 and a half is very live though. He could get to 10 points.
And yeah. Are you worried about the Oppo at all?
Not really. I'm trying to, like, last year I would have been. And if Rudy was in, I sure as hell would have been, but I'm not tonight.
Right. No Rudy is a good point. Yeah. No Rudy leaves a couple boards open for sure. I can get there with Barlow. I'm going to write that one down for myself because what did he play yesterday versus Nolan's? He played 29 minutes.
And I would be curious, and maybe Swish can answer this. I would be curious if there's any information about the back-to-backs with Barlow.
Probably not going to be much. He hasn't really played enough to make a big difference, would be my guess. Yeah, there's Big Booty Lowry and Eric Gordon. Not Eric Gordon's not even on the squad. And Jared McCain also not on the squad. But yeah, the normal guys losing minutes and blowouts. But I don't think we've got back-to-backs is what you're saying. I'm sorry. I'm looking at blowouts. We've got back-to-back, and there's really nothing significant we've got here. Okay. That's on me.
There is a look for Io in the chat for 12 and a half points. Swish just pointed it out too. It's coming from Michael. Yeah, he said it's definitely worth looking at.
It's worth looking at, and unfortunately, like, you're gonna get my bias here, which is like, Io, man, like 2 for 9 is just as likely as, I don't know, 7 for 11. Like, I don't know how to get there with him at this point. I really don't, and I don't know if it's him getting involved in the offense or not. But as sort of like hot as he was towards the end of his Chicago career when he was playing without like Giddey and Kobe White and all those guys, that ain't it anymore. And I do think, this is saying buy. It's a good opponent to go up against in terms of like scoring and assists. Let me go to Minnesota for a second so we can see how they look against Philly in the matchup. Yeah, Philly, they play slow is the thing, and they do make a good amount of shots, so it's like tough to necessarily get too much against them. But yeah, this is still a pretty easy opponent, I think. And the problem with me with Io is just we got a half a point here. It always seems like it's that level of coin flip with the dude, and I don't just really want to get there with him. So this might be the game he hits. Maybe you just want to play. Well, he's been going under, and so if he has been going under so much, then it's kind of like, well, okay, fine. Maybe there's this finally time for him to go over because he's got to come back to the average. But tough. I think you're getting 11 shots. Do you want to take it? So I'm out. Are you IO at all?
I don't like, just in general, I don't like betting anyone on Minnesota that's not named Anthony Edwards if Anthony Edwards is playing.
What if their name rhymes with Schmaz Schmid?
I would rather bet a guy named Mullius Mandel over Schmid.
Shmulius Mandel? That sounds like a good Jew from New York. Shmulius. I can say that my dad is a Jew from New York for anybody who might be offended by that. Shmulius Schmandel or Shmaz Schmid. Those would be the two that we're looking at. Yeah, the Schmaz one here is like, is he getting that mini? Let's do some without real quick. I know he's a beneficiary of no Rudy without question. Oh, he's questionable. That I forgot about that. That was a late deal. But I just wanted to bring up that I like this comment by MP2 Hungry because I agree that like the number for IO that you're just like, well, I'm just going to bet IO now is 11.5. It's not 12.5. And that is where I draw the line with IO. At least that's what I did with Chicago. I have no reason to change it tonight. I'm going to get to this one too. If you could remind me that I said I want to talk about Yabu when we get to that game in a minute. But anyway, Captain. Yeah. Thank you. Wait, Yabu revenge. How he's on Chicago right now, right?
Chicago Knicks.
Oh, the Knicks. That's right. I forgot they're playing. They're playing the Knicks. I'm an idiot. Told you I'm tired.
It's fair. I would forget the Knicks are playing tonight too.
Now that Nas is questionable, then let's at least talk about Shmulia. So what do you think about him?
I don't have a play on Julius tonight. I think rebounds are interesting. He might be gone.
Julius.
I do like that.
kind of a just push play.
What's his
and
PRA? Oh, what's his RA?
Let's see, the RA is 12.5. Yeeks.
Oh, that's hot.
He's got to go up against Drummond though, too. Like not him personally, but like
Then PRA.
yeah, I guess Nas
add
personally.
the points to it then, because Drummond might foul this man.
Yeah. No, Drummond's going to guard. Wow, who is Drummond going to guard? Because they're going to start a 2 3-point shoot. Well, Nas and Julius, so 3-point shooter and Julius. Or I guess if Nas isn't in.
Yeah, I'm taking the RA. I'm with Swish. I think RA is a very, very good bet.
It is, but I'm surprised Swish hasn't been clamoring for the assist for Shmulius here. 4.5 is a buy number for sure.
I'm struggling to find Julius in the model right now. I'm so sorry.
5.5 against all these teams. He's been 5.5 against the Grizzlies. The Raptors. I mean, even looking at like bad teams, it's been at 5.5. The Pellies.
Do they think this game's going like super under or something?
Well, like I understand that Philly plays somewhat slow. They still give up the 5th most assists in the league.
No, it's 239.5.
I mean, I got to play it on principle. I think you got to stand on as on business, as they might say.
That is so odd.
I am gonna yeah.
No, I like it. I think that's a good bet. I can't picture as to why they have it lined like that, especially with like 12.5 for the rebounds. I mean the RA with Rudy not in and potentially Nas not in.
That is super weird.
Yeah, something's fishy.
I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but if you go to White Dante for a minute, he's been diming the hell up. Oh, but he doesn't have the potentials. I looked at this the other day. Are you laughing at White Dante? Come on, man. Like, I mean, I guess there's Italians that are named Dante, so that's fair. But like in America,
no, it's just Dante funny in general.
Is hilarious.
The market thinks it's Randall.
But look at those potentials. They're boo-boo. That's why even the model is like looking at him like, nah, don't believe the hype on the assists, essentially, because the recent assists for him have been at 3 according to his potential assists.
Oh my God.
Like, look at that. And look at the actual assist game by game. He got 9 on 4 potentials one game, by the way. You want to talk about, so that's my favorite thing ever is that the potential assists are recorded by a computer and the actual assists are recorded by a human. So the human can be like, that was an assist. And the computer's like, that wasn't even a potential assist, but you gave him a dime for it. So like,
that's funny.
Because, you got homeboys that are just at the desk ripping the pen in between quarters or whatever. But yeah. So
yeah, I'm taking this.
The White Dante assists are a hoax. I don't know if I buy that, but you're talking about the Julius RA specifically, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely taking either the assists or the RA. I think rebounds are super live too, just by nature.
Think about the matchup though. You got the over on the guy that's guarding him on the boards.
Hey, sometimes
Barlow
that happens.
Julius, just throwing that out
there. You see this 239 right here?
That's fair. Is that how high it is? I guess without Joel, they're going to be a little bit more pace, right? Their offense does go down, though. I don't know. Is it 239 for the total in that game?
239.5. Wow. Scandal for Randall.
Because the Timberwolves are kind of a farce on defense these days. They're not that good anymore on D. At least they haven't been for like 10 games.
This is going to be my trend in Wofford better than I want to take Julius. I'm probably just alt this down to 20. Oh, I bet Hard Rock's even got it at me at 20.5. Perfect. Probably going to take 20. Probably 9 boards, and give me 6 assists. I don't know what that is, but
sorry, yeah, I'm with it.
I'm high on Julius tonight, and I know I was talking about Ant earlier, but it's a really good spot for Julius. I think
this game got bet up 10 points from its open at 229.5, and I'm pretty sure Eddie and I know at least someone who contributed a lot to that. But like 10 points, I guess, because Joel was questionable, and they're awful on defense without him, so I guess it adds up. But that's wild. All right. We can keep rolling. If there's nothing else from this game, I'm down to keep
No, that
moving.
I still endorse Dominic Barlow.
Yeah.
But all you.
Bets, no, for sure. But bets that we were just talking about in this game, I completely just I wanted to say I'm going to be looking at the Julius over on the assists, and Matty was saying the RA is a look, and then you already did hit the Dominic Barlow 13.5 PR, which I do like. So go ahead and give the video a like if you would. Just goes a long way to help. Whatever. We'll keep rolling here and go to the next one. If there's anything in the comments that looks good, let me know. But we can get to this. I'm kind of interested in both these next two games. Let's just go to the Suns and Blazers for a sec. Is Jalen Green now questionable? Wow. And Grayson's questionable? Wow. If anybody has a beat on those two guys and their actual health, that would be great to know. Phoenix. Let me pull up the because I'm like really interested in like some Colin Gillespie stuff at that point, I guess. There's going to be somebody. I guess Colt Anthony's going to come in. Damn. Swish, would love to know if you have any thoughts on the Suns, but
Mark Will got moved. Dang it. I was going to say, what about Mark Will points? Yeah.
What's it at? 13 or 14?
12 and a half. 12 and a half. I saw 11 and a half earlier and I had circled it.
Yeah, I mean, what happens if these dudes are out at this point? This Portland team is a good matchup. They play so fast. They give up the third most scoring and assist opportunities. They give up the fifth most rebounding opportunities. Fourth fastest pace, but 20th in defense. They are a good rebounding team, but because they play so fast, they still give up rebound. Oh, and they're 24th on offense, so they give up a ton of rebound chances because they miss everything. Yeah, that's right. They're like the worst 3-point shooting team actually in a minute, I think. Like they're making the Magic look like they can shoot threes. All right, but there's something in this game. I guess we would need to know a little bit more about who's playing for Phoenix. And then let me get to Portland then. Did you have anything in this one?
I'm looking at Mark Will. I think it's a good look because of Donnie on the other side. Swish is saying he was looking at O'Neal, Williams, Goodwin, curious just in case everyone is out.
Yeah, if everyone's out, then there's someone. Swish is just going to find the guy who's got the best value at that point, whose number hasn't been raised high enough. Right, which is what you were talking about yesterday with the guy. I forget who it was already. We were in office hours. You were like, this guy's line hasn't moved enough. Oh, it was Ace Bailey 2 nights ago for the Jazz, and that bet cashed. Yep. You're the Jazz whisperer, that's for sure. you and Trav is definitely the Jazz whisperer. All right. Well, I think Gillespie, he's going to be the highest. I was like RA that I was considering, but yeah, it was like 10.5 earlier. Still 10.5. It's just too high for me with Colin Gillespie. You look at him and you're like, how does this dude get 6 rebounds sometimes? So on the other side, that's why I came back over here. Other side would be, I was seeing Denny's questionable. That's annoying. Scoot interests me.
But
I don't know how many minutes Scoot's going to be getting here. So let me pull up Scoot right quick. Yeah, obviously not much on the way. But I guess, 13 is a sell. 12.5 is a sell against the Suns. Are still a good defense. They're just not the same team. They don't have Brooks. They don't have obviously Booker's still a good defender. Grayson Allen. So this is probably not going to be the same defense that you would expect necessarily.
Swish is always Scoot curious if you're curious.
I was curious about that. 20, but he's at that like 20, 21 minutes. So not sure what I can get there with anything for Scoot.
Can I ask you a question?
Please.
How much do you respect this Phoenix defense now?
A lot less. Yeah.
So hypothetically, on the year, they're guarding the above the arc really well. I think they were second on the year. Last 5, they're top 5. What do you think it is tonight? Like, you don't have to give me a number. I'm just hypothetical. It's probably not as good, like not nearly as good.
No.
What about Tsunami at 11.5 points?
I don't know if that's his name at all, but if it isn't, we should hit up Basketball Reference and let them know that it should be. Tumani. Just sounds like I'm saying is not Tumani. That's impossible. There's a bunch of blowouts they're playing in. 11.5 is usually a good number for me with Tumani. But that was before everybody came back. Now we still like him at 12 for 12 points on the dash here. if I pull up Tsunami here, 12.5 is a hole because of all the guys that are playing, but it is 11.5 in some spots, right? We established that.
Yeah. It's sorry, the wife just texted me.
Oh,
It
you're good.
is
At least 11.5.
yeah at FanDuel. You can get it
Yeah.
at FanDuel right now.
Yeah. I think 11.5 is still a very beatable number for him. And that's what the model would most likely say. And again, so this 12.9, this indication of like 13, even though the line is 12.5, that a little bump of like 0.4 points is sort of the bump that you're giving the defense of Phoenix, right? You're saying Phoenix's defense is good and better than average. So that 12.5 against them really looks like 12.9 if they're playing like a neutral average team. So, right, like if they were playing the Wizards, this wouldn't be 12.5, it'd be 13.5, no matter who was playing, because it's the Wizards. So you get that bump up from the market. But other than that, yeah. Anyway, so that the 2-7 11.5 is still a very beatable number. I do see that. It's just it's so crowded there at this point that I'm a little bit concerned about how to bet that. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I want to take it. It's just the number. I think the number is wrong. Tsunami Tumani.
That is that would be. I mean, there's no such thing as a good porn name, but like that'd be extra terrible. Mark Will over points, Klingon boards. Yeah, that was the other thing. I guess Klingon would at least be somebody I'd want to look at, and I do think Mark Will is probably a decent bet if you think this game stays. Well, yeah, I don't think Portland should be given the benefit of blowing anybody out at this point. Our man's is at 11.5 here. Again, good defense, but I think this probably should be about 10.5. We still have that projection at about 10.5, and then the boards are everything is high for sure at this point. And I still respect Phoenix enough to maybe stay away from that stuff. But I don't respect Portland's defense necessarily. This one feels a little weird with everybody out. So let's get to that next one that I was talking about real quick, which interested me, which is the Knicks game. Did you get anything down in this Knicks game?
No, I think the Knicks, I just can't bet on the Knicks right now. I'm terrified of them. I don't know what to do with them. They're terribly inconsistent, if I'm honest. Yeah. And I just, if there's anything that I would look at, it's Cat tonight, just because of Chicago not having a big man at all. But I feel like that's super chalky, and I don't know if it actually hits. Specifically, like you could probably just, it's at 12.5 rebounds. I would just take a super alt and just go to 15 and just hope for the best. Hope it's a game.
You do get plus money for the 13.
32.5 PR is too expensive. 20.5.
Let's see what this is saying for him. Yeah, it's tough to get there with these high numbers for Cat. I'd be looking elsewhere for sure. Let's pull up the Knicks right quick. And we'll get to Yabu. If our boy's still here, I definitely want to look at Yabu right quick. I don't think that. Yeah, Mitch Rob is. We got him out. He's if he hasn't been listed out, he should be. They said he wasn't playing today, so it still doesn't like bump anything up enough. You just gotta. Yeah, I don't want to believe in Carl like that tonight.
No, not at all.
I don't want to have to. You know that if he didn't hit, you're gonna hate yourself at that point.
Yes.
What's the spread in this one? We got about 10 points, right?
Yeah, 10.5.
On the second night of a back-to-back, it doesn't seem like a terrible night to lean into to Jose and fade like Jalen almost.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I wanted to fade. I don't know if you remember this.
I do.
I wanted to fade Jalen Brunson last night, and I wasn't brave enough to do it.
I know. It's scary. He still took an ass ton of shots, but you know what? Next time to feel comforted, remember the image of Amin Thompson draped all over him like a robe that he was wearing because he just engulfs him. He's so much longer and bigger. It's just like, yeah, like you can barely see Jalen Brunson when he gets into the paint at that point. Everyone's just like,
it might be a fade Jalen Brunson night. There's a rogue 37.5 on DraftKings if it's still available for PRA. Everywhere else is at 35. Jalen Brunson.
There's one good number.
Yeah, DraftKings 37.5 PRA. Everyone else is at 35.
Oh, to fade. Yeah. Wow, that's a big difference. It's coming down.
Did it move?
Yeah, it's still 36, but it's coming down. Yeah. There's some stuff there. I think Jose might be a bet tonight. But I was also just like honed in on with Alvarado is that he was in the closing lineup last night, which I'm very grateful for as a Knicks fan. I'm like, please play him more than Mikal Bridges. We can't get the picks back, but we don't have to lose because Mikal's out there taking meek mid-range baloney Meek is what I call him at this point. He should be Meek McHale. All right.
That's funny.
There was Dave, what's your gripe? Do you want to did you have a pick that I didn't see? Let me go back real quick. What's your beef? Did you put one in? You didn't even put one in, bro. Where's your comment at? Sometimes you got to go twice. You know what I mean? You got the squeaky wheel or whatever the saying is. I'm not seeing your comment, but throw it in. Happy to look at it. And let's get to Yabu. Maybe you're are you the Yabu guy? You don't seem like the Yabu guy. Let's get to Yabu. I don't even know what the Yabu guy would seem like. Where is Yabu? He's not in here right now. Oh no, he's Gershon. I was looking for why. It's Gershon. Gershon. All right, Gershon. Revenge spot. That was the angle. All right. I mean, I'm not here for a revenge spot, but first of all, his nickname is the Dancing Bear. Doesn't seem like an angry enough guy to hold grudges. That's my first.
It sounds like a great matchup for Cat, to be honest.
For against the Dancing Bear. Oh no. Gershon. What's his minutes been? I don't know, bro. Is there someone else? There's no one missing that would play. I know there's is Noah Asengwe playing? Household name Noah Asengwe. I don't know what to do with Gershon. He's gonna get 20 minutes, right? Sticks is gonna be in for 20. Everybody's getting 20, aren't they? Isn't that what they do now in Chicago? Is they just give everybody 20? Let me just go to their last one. I know Giddy played in the last one, so I just want to see the overall look of it against. It was 16 point. They kept that game closer. This was yesterday, right? Yeah, that annoyed me because I had Kate unders and that didn't work out. So Yabu started 24 minutes. Yeah, 24. 20 to 24 is fair, man. Patrick Will is in, I believe, so there's at least 15 taken away from him. It wasn't a good matchup last night. He still got there. I don't want him to have to shoot 50% from 3 and 40. I don't know if I want to have to bank on that happening again for Yabu. So I just think it's a crapshoot if your name basically it looks like some guys are going to get close to 30 or 30 and then everyone else is 25 or less. So I don't and Gershon's in that 25 or less. So I don't know if you want to mess with that too much. It's a good oppo is too. So it's the Knicks are still good on defense. It's not a really good hit spot, but again, I'm it could still hit. It's just I don't have an edge to bet it. So I would be looking at what is Jose stuff was a little bit high. I don't think it's going to tell me to bet Jose. It's gonna be a sell spot on most stuff because his stuff went up, right? It was 6.5 against the Rockets for the points, right? And then and I think there's probably a bit of the back-to-back and him being a backup guard, getting a few more minutes against the Bulls and a potential blowout. So the market's baking in all this stuff that I think would be an edge for Jose, and it's bumped it up 2 points from what it was yesterday, essentially. Or is it? Yeah, at 8.5. So, Any thoughts there for you on either side other than that? You're good with your cat bet, right? Or you're staying away from that?
Yeah, I'm staying away. I'm still pondering the Jalen Brunson under. I might rip it tonight. The thing that scares me in this specific matchup is it's Chicago.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to do it.
Yeah. All right.
I have nothing else in this game, to be honest.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I'm just going to go through the comments a bit here. Dave was talking about I am on under. Oh, well, LeBron, but what's no, it's just a typo, my bad.
Yeah,
I'm on twice. Under LA Bron under. Got it. Okay. Under. Yeah. I will say we talked about this in the stream earlier, my G. Mike brought up, the 13 points that he needs to get 43,000. He's going to look to get that in this game, but maybe you bet over 13 plus and then under something else. One of the daft specials will be LeBron over points under PRA or some stuff like that. You know what I mean? I love those kind of bets, but I was looking at this too, Dave. I did like the idea of Sion in this one. The 2.5 assists would be where I'd probably be going. We were talking about that in the chat too, right? We were talking about Sion at one point in time. Just not sure if we can get. He just doesn't get the usage, bro. The assist would be where I'd go because he doesn't shoot. He doesn't look at the bucket, right? He's just an athlete, man. So, yeah. Right. This is a big if, my G. I mean, he's aggressive, but what's he going to do? Just hook everybody on his way to the basket? He's such a clown, dude. He's such a clown. He does things that you're you don't have to do that. You won't get kicked out of the game for 6 fouls if you don't do that. You have to go to the bench with 3 fouls in the first quarter if you just didn't do that dumb stuff 40 feet from the basket, man. Let's see.
Swish says a little worried about Sion with Grant Williams back. Assume Charlotte plays big tonight. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Gotcha.
Did you want to circle back
Yeah, we can
to
circle
the
back for sure.
beginning and then come to
I do. I want to do that. You're good, bro. I thought you were yelling at me. I got scared.
Just excited to be here.
I do want to get back. I do want to. It is early in Australia. I do want to get back to stuff. I did think somebody earlier who might not even be here anymore because this was an hour ago, but somebody did ask you, Mr. Suggs Whisperer, sir, if you would be so kind as to grace us with a Jalen Suggs look of sorts. Is he out, or did we just have him out from last game?
Let me see. I was gonna what I was gonna say was like, do we want to circle back and then come back to Magic to end the show?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, no, we can
there's other stuff that's earlier. Yeah, I'm totally with it.
Suggs is questionable right now.
Okay, which game should we go back to though?
Do you want to just rapid fire back through? Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. I am now responding to my wife.
No, you're good. So some of these lines have actually dropped. I was about to tag Swish so he could get this down if he wanted to. Trey is down to 11.5 at FanDuel. Now that is tempting. That is very tempting. What's that?
That game's about to tip.
Yeah, that's the reason I wanted to go back. We got about 10 minutes. Yeah. So we got Anthony Gill lines. This man's kind of been on fire recently because he is coming off the bench in Washington for whatever reason. Doesn't even want to try. So we don't have Anthony, do we? No, we don't. But no, he's back-to-back games, scored double digits at 8.5. I don't think this is a bad look because he's going to get time. Recent games, he's had 23, 31, 19, 28. So let's just give him 25.
I guess, yeah.
We'll say 22. Yeah, I think 8.5 is a very beatable number.
How tall is he? I thought he was like 6'8".
Well,
No. My point is they don't have a big.
My thing is like he's just going to get the minutes naturally to get over 8.5 points. I would think. Maybe Charlotte's very good defensively. Don't get me wrong, but I think Charlotte's going to have this thing capped by third quarter. Yeah, and that feels right. And I don't believe, and I think the market's agreeing with me to some extent. Keyshawn and Trey is going to be out there in the fourth quarter. Tristan's obviously out. I probably will bet this myself. Yeah, I want to take the 8.5 for Gil. See if there's anything for Charlotte that's popped up.
That's just 8.5 points, eh?
Yeah. I think that's a really, really good call.
Can I interrupt you to just have a quick moment for Guy Santos?
Sure.
No, I'm just saying, can we just give prayers up to him as he's the god, essentially? Doesn't matter who he's playing against, man. This dude is going to catch you. I
wish I would have bet it, man. For whatever reason, I went out this morning and wasn't able to research anything, and I didn't bet it because I was at 12.5. I should have.
I know, I wasn't able to do anything either.
But no, he's the best.
We'll also say he would be the best in this game if there wasn't a man named Nikola Jokic playing who had 32, 20, and 12. So he might actually be the best.
I think I'll have to get a Guy Santos jersey at the end of the year because I am currently sitting 11-0 betting on that guy. And each year, my highest ROI, I get a jersey. So
if you know, you know. Yeah. I didn't see about Christian Braun, but yeah, that was a good hit today too. What about the Dubs pulling it out? About to win this game. That's crazy.
Has any of these moved?
I don't know if I can trust Bane just because we're all over the place. I rarely ever trust Bane, but we'll get to that. We'll close on that game in 1 sec, right?
Yeah, I'm just going through to see if anyone was added before we move on.
Bill Riley cleanup crew. Totally. They should call him aisle 5. Clean up aisle 5.
Olin finally has lines.
Names again, yo. People who be in this live, like James Woods, just a great YouTube. They've just had the name James Woods. That's a good one.
I'm not seeing anything, so we can go on to Magic.
Yeah.
So Suggs is the question of the night.
Wait, hold on. I love this too. If you're getting foul props anywhere, like I don't know if Prize Picks is doing that or something, but if you're getting foul props, golly, that's a wonderful, like 3.5 over cat minus 200. Great. I'm betting it. I don't care. Let's see. Yeah.
Keontae George or Keontae. I was thinking Keyshawn. I was about to say, why are they listing questionable right at tip? That is wild. Nurkic out tomorrow.
Oh damn! Can we bet on the Jazz already? Can we just do a live show for the Jazz? Our favorite.
Hey, that's very profitable for me. I got to be honest.
I know nobody would lose at that point. Should we let's go to Orlando?
Yeah, I'm just hitting the skill bet.
If people are coming through in the chat, I'll kind of keep it going. But
so, did you have anything in this game before we get the Suggs?
In the Orlando, no, not yet. But I did. You took. We just talked about this. Gil, you're gonna hit that over on the 8.5.
Yeah, that has now been bet.
Dope.
It says Jalen Suggs is out, but I probably can still pull him up. Let's see here. So the RA specifically, it looked for the rebounds. He's calming down. Right here, you can see like his potentials are coming down slowly, which is not ideal. I don't know. Oh, that's assist. Yeah, he went from 10, 6, 14, 10 to 9, 6, 5. So his rebounds are coming down, but his assists have been like staying up. So if I was looking at Suggs personally,
yeah,
if he's playing, he's questionable. So keep this in mind. I would be looking at assists. I think 5.5 is very beatable.
Yeah.
I think I talked about this. One night did I bet the 6.5 assists for Suggs? I can't remember. I talked about this one night. Maybe it was the office hours. I can't remember. But yeah, I have adjusted to hitting the assist because his rebounds are coming down for some reason.
Yeah, and then the next game, I think he had the boards and not the dimes.
Yep.
And my thinking for Suggs is just like he's one of those guys where like I'm just taking the RA, man. Honestly, like Jalen Johnson, probably just gonna take the RA. I don't know.
It's cheap. It's cheap. Yeah, this is the buy low spot for sure.
Yeah, tough defense, slow pace, so it makes sense it would be down to 9.5. But check out what that looks like on the model for a sec.
That could also be indicative he's actually out too. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Will you look at the adjusteds real quick? The blue lines.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, 4.5 has been pretty much his go-to on the boards there, right? And then the assist is the same, I believe, in terms of the expected. Could also just look at the recent. Yeah. The assists still have like really high, except for that one game. So against the Kangs, which is a weird game anyway, in and of itself.
But yeah, you can see right here too, like recent rebounds 2.9. Whereas assists, for some reason, I'd have to look into this. Why it's at 2.24. That's odd. I guess the last game he was awful. Yeah, it was the Kings. He was awful. Yeah, that's what it was.
Right. He was just bad that game. Yeah. No, I mean, but if he's out, then there's a real question. But I'm just not in a rush to take overs in this game in general. And you got Kawhi questionable too.
What's Yannick? Is Yannick blind? No,
he went down to 20.
Ooh, that is interesting.
It's at least intriguing.
Who's going to be on ball though? Who's going to be on ball between him and Kawhi?
Well, if Kawhi's in, I mean, yeah, it'll be Kawhi on ball a ton.
Because if my understanding of Orlando is they like just allowing the person on ball to have the whatever they want and then just box up everyone else.
But there's not going to be as much like pick and roll dominance with. I mean, the Kawhi will get the ISO stuff, but that's why he's at 30.5 points. Benny Matt's still going to get ISO too. This is going to be like your turn, my turn, like for them. But real quick, go to Chris Dunn.
I'm getting a 28.5 in some places. That's so strange.
For Benny?
Kawhi.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a 28.5 for Hard Rock, 29.5 for Caesars. MGM's got a 28.5. DraftKings got a 29.5.
Damn.
That's odd.
Yeah.
You said Chris Dunn?
I'm going to go to it real quick because I was going to say, I want to see what's up with him because his assists have been high lately. This is annoying. See, this is what's annoying. So yeah, it's expensive now, but I mean, he's had 8 dimes against the Lake Show, 8 dimes against the Nuggets, 6 dimes against the Rockets, 7. You see the pattern here: 6, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, like all without James Harden, obviously, at this point. Yeah, that's impressive stuff, man. So all these games were without Harden starting, I think in the Cleveland game. This is where he got traded. So that's a lot of dimes in a row. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, 7, 7, 8. And the problem here is the potentials. I think the potentials are still high. I think he had like 13. They just aren't pulling through because the NBA.com site is not pulling them through. So it's saying like NA, but I think he had like 13 potentials here against the Lakers. He's kind of turning into like the only dude who's actually looking to facilitate or like drive and kick and not just drive and shoot the way that Mathurin and Kawhi do. Like Kawhi and Mathurin do not pass when they drive. They have like a 20% assist or pass percentage. So they're shooting 80% of the time they go to the rim. Chris Dunn is not. Chris Dunn's looking to pass. 5.5 is definitely expensive. Like 4.5 against the Orlando, I'm still not scared. Orlando's not the same defense that they've been. Let's see what they've been in the last, like, this is the last 10 games, defensive rating. Okay, they cleaned it up. That's cool. I take it a little bit back. They've cleaned it up to 109 over the last 10 games. Their pace has been a little bit faster than normal too for them, about 100. So there's still opportunities to go against them. But yeah, they're becoming a harder defense to play against. So I'm not in a huge rush. But Chris Dunn stuff here just like caught my eye. And then the potentials for him are still decently high that you'd expect him to get about 7 and 7.5. A better defense than I was giving it credit for a second ago, probably keeping me from maybe pulling the trigger on something like that. But if Kawhi's out too, like not gonna be a terrible bet. So anything else that was in the comments or
yeah, Swish just brought up Derek Jones, and that is very interesting.
Oh, right, because no JC.
Yeah.
No John Collins. Cool. Yeah, I know you guys responded to our guy, but I'll just say too, as people are jumping in, we like that earlier. I know Swish and Matty were saying they like that. I like the assist too, in case you're interested in that. But
yeah, I took RA.
And no, Darius has not played yet. I don't think he's supposed to be back for another like week and a half or so for DG, the PG. Yeah, man, they could be really good if he. This is what we kept saying about Cleveland. They could be really good if Darius Garland was playing. So,
I think Derek's a good bet. Is he at 11.5?
DJJ on how many?
Is he at 11.5 points?
Looks like that's probably about what it is.
Yeah, I think that's a good
amount. So this is probably what a little bit of what Swish is seeing is like there's a pretty nice delta here in between what his expected stuff has been and what his closing lines have been. So he's been taking enough shots to expect him to hit 13, 12, 14 points. And his lines have been 9, 9, 9, 9. 11.5, you start to get a little expensive, but the amount of shots he's been taking, like this is where that recent number comes into play. So based on his shots and usage and everything, the expected points for him could be as high as it should be as high as 14 just based on that. You have no Kawhi in there. That could easily be a 15-point projection. You have him at 11.5. There's gonna be more shots available. I think that's a smart look. Smart look from a smart man.
Yeah, I mean, go back to the model right there, the adjusted line. That's the poster child right there. Like that's what you want to see. Like the expected value being over the adjusted closing line.
Yep.
Consistently.
Yep, that's what Swish does. That's why he put his brain into this piece of software here and was like, "This is how I look at betting on basketball," and it makes sense because he has made a lot of money doing that. That's why he's retired, like 40. And I think there's a check behind him right now for $1.2 million. I think it's still cardboard though. I don't know if a bank will accept that, dude. You should check on that, but it's a good look either way. All right, there was one that was in the comments too that interested me, which was the heart, right? Yeah, heart stuff. Juki, come on, man. If you're not going to take the show seriously, then what are we doing here? Talk about Brolo boards. All right, I'll take a look at it. But like I said, if you're not going to take this shit seriously, man. Okay, it's 4.5. I apologize. I rescind my attack. The 4.5 for Brolo is going to be bettable when he's playing without Giannis. I'll bet Brolo 4.5, and he's not playing with Giannis in this game. So, but that was my rule for like 4 straight seasons. It was like if Brolo gets down to 4.5 and Giannis is not in, then they haven't accounted for Giannis not being in. So bet is 4.5 rebounds. But this is nasty business right here. So 5 is his expected, bro. I mean, 5 is he recently. Okay. And I also need to apologize because recently his rebound chances have been high enough that maybe you expect him to get closer to 6 or 7 rebounds just based on the chances alone. So this is not terrible. This is not an easy team to rebound against either. I do want to say that. Let's look at the matchup versus the Magic.
While you're doing that, Mike mentioned here's no other rebounders on the Clips right now. Lopez is at 5. Got his first double-double last game due to a Collins injury.
And this is and they're worse at rebounding. They're technically than they are limiting other stuff. But the rebounds versus Orlando is still a little bit tough to come by. The other thing that Mike was just saying is, I mean, Yannick is out there. But I don't know how many minutes Yannick's been getting. So I don't. And Isaiah Jackson, there's some guys that could definitely eat into the Brolo rebounds.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, not very many.
I was looking for Yannick lines, and we're probably going to get them like
10
minutes before tip. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the thing I was going to close on? Kept saying Steven Robert was saying Hart. Yeah. Josh Hart is at least worth looking at. Let me pull that game back up real quick. Shout out Robert. J Hart and Hustle. Yeah, we don't love him on the boards based on the recent stuff here, right? Like not very many boards. What do you have against the Rockets? He ended with 6 there, 6 dimes. What's the RA at for Hart? Let me take a quick look. J Hart. 12.5. Yeah, I thought it was 11.5 earlier. So 12.5 because of this, the matchup for sure. I totally get that. But I do think there's been some Alvarado stuff that's sort of taken away from his dimes to Alvarado doing some of the stuff that Hart does, honestly. What's that?
And then no Mitch.
And no Mitch helps on the boards for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a good point. Mitch has only been getting about like 19 minutes or so. But maybe there's a few more minutes for Hart as someone that they like to be on the floor with the second unit. I can see that. I don't have much for that, honestly.
No shot.
What?
Someone said Bills with 8 points in 2 minutes. They're gonna be talking something different, right?
Yeah, he's talking about somebody else. But which game just started?
Yeah. I was reading this as Gills. My bad. That's on me.
Oh, you thought it was Anthony Gill?
I was like, what? His line was 8.5.
Maybe it was the Buffalo Bills.
Bilal.
I didn't end up taking anything here. I'm just responding again to Juki. I didn't take anything with Klingon or Mark Will. Klingon was at like 11.5 boards. It's like the both of them. I mean, yeah, just don't know if I can get there with it for either of them. I don't think we got Sohan props, but he's already one of my favorite Knicks. I'll tell you that right now. But I doubt we're gonna keep seeing his props. Maybe we get some live. I think that might be a decent consideration, Robert, is if like we get Sohan live. If this does turn into a blowout, but Giddey being back kind of kept the game against the Pistons close yesterday. So like he is that good on offense right now that like he's impacting things enough to keep a team that was like 18. I guess they were 12-point dogs. They were within 10 most of that game. They ended up losing by like 16. So I know I was messing with you. That was a good look. Where are we at? Anything? Yeah, no for me on Hart specifically. Bilal, there we go. And Bilal's at 11 now. Jesus.
Yeah, he's cooking.
The autocorrect crushed you on Bilal. That's hilarious. No, Matty was trying to convince himself to take some stuff. The double-double is going to be juiced to the gills, right, for Cat. So I don't know if I'm there with that necessarily. Have you come around on any Cat stuff?
No, not at all. Yeah, that's minus 320.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Miss me with that, please. The Bulls do give up a lot of transition. They give up a lot of assists. I do like Hart-style players, but again, like Jose is kind of mini Josh Hart with better 3-point shooting, slightly better and better handles. Like they're just heart and hustle, right? It's like that's what they do is just hustle. I love Jose. Like what a pickup. But I do think he's like taking away some Josh Hart stuff here, so that scares me a bit.
Kalkbrenner's cooking though.
Is he?
2 and 4, yeah.
The Kalk. That's why they call him the Kalk.
Is that right?
Nobody calls him.
Is that his porn name?
Yeah, his porn name is his fucking name, man. What do you want to say? Like 4 boards. Let's go, Kalk. All right, cool. I'm gonna go watch some hoop. Appreciate everybody, man. Appreciate you, Matty, for sure. We're gonna be doing some office hours this week. If you guys are not familiar, you're gonna learn. If you jump into the free Discord too, I'll put that up here. We're gonna be we got the links in the description of the video, so you can jump into the free section of the Discord if you want. And we'll be doing a live show that's Discord only on Wednesday, open to all the folk in the Discord. We have the VIP section, but we've also got the regular section for everybody. So if you want to come in there, we're going to do a sort of a special one. We'll have a ton of folks in there, but we do the live, but then you guys can come up, bring your bets. We'll bring you up on screen or at least on stage for a minute. So you can just say your piece and give us your bet and your look. And then we can look at it like that. And you can sort of explain it a little bit more if you want. So good way to kind of get some interaction. You could ask Swish all the questions you want, all the good stuff. And then we'll be doing that for everybody. Like I said, this is SwishLand. Just want to remind y'all, this is the dashboard that Swish created. It's got the projections for everybody, points, rebounds, assists, the minutes that we have too, matchup data, everything you need for opponent analysis, and the player edges, right? So like a player archetype versus this defense, stuff like that. Rest patterns, a lot more stuff than you're going to find in most places. This is great because this is the misery index takes into consideration how fast a team plays. So it's not just about how good they are on defense, but if they play faster, give up a few more opportunities, that's what we want to know about. And then the player stuff is really like where you make your money, man, because using the adjusted line versus the expected is going to be really, really helpful for folks once you learn how to do it. So appreciate everybody, man. I will be back. If I've been getting videos out in the morning lately, it's a little bit easier. There's actually freaking lines up to look at. So go figure, it's a little bit better to get these out in the morning. So if you are looking for the videos I put out each day, those are going to be coming most often early in the morning around like 10 a.m. On the East Coast there, 7 a.m. on the West Coast. So we will be back here tomorrow. And until I see y'all next, happy betting.